The Philly and Joe Podcast.
This is the Philly and Joe Podcast.
92.1 City, Winnipeg's rock station. Philly and Joe at 6:11 on a Friday.
Ozzy in England, you're going to have a shot to become a finalist in this incredible, magical 92.1 City World Tour in the 8 o'clock hour this morning, okay? I know we play some kind of produced splash about the song, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's Perry Mason.
Splish, splash. Thank you, Joe. And what time is it coming up?
In the 8 o'clock this morning, and it'll come up a couple times for sure later than that, but
I'll be prepared for that.
we can only concern ourselves with what happens before 10 a.m. on this program.
With P and J. Also, this is Barbarino on the text line. He's like, regarding the Louise Bridge, you actually have until 9 a.m. today. So
Yeah, sorry. Thank you for that, Barbarino. He's got my back. How about it?
He's on top of it. Oh, and Barbarino also wants to know where Kirby went. We're still getting questions about that, so it's probably worth addressing once again. She resigned. Her last day was Friday. She didn't want any hullabaloo on the air about it. She just wanted to go quietly. So, try different things. She's young. She wants to get at life and travel. I don't want to put words in her mouth, but Kirby.
She's got some trips, and
Yeah.
I think the plan right now is to enjoy her summer.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Good for her. Yeah.
As just in case anybody didn't realize this, on Friday was her last day, and she wanted to walk away, as you mentioned, quietly. So we had our own emotional moment, the three of us.
Oh,
and,
we were bawling. Joe was.
Listen, I'm going to tell the truth here, okay? I had a tear in my eye because Kirby started crying, but this part kind of made me chuckle, and it kind of brought a chuckle to her face because Mr. Stiff Leg Syndrome comes over and he goes, "Hey, how about a hug?" I'll tell you, if you know anything about Phil, he just doesn't hand out the hugs. Okay,
Yeah,
so it was a special moment that even got Kirby chuckling a bit.
The look on her face when I said, "Okay, bring it in for the real thing," because you're right. She was like, "What, you?"
So anyway,
Okay, so the search is ongoing, like never ending for the next member of the show. We are bringing in someone else, and we're looking, and we have some great options out there. So stay tuned.
I'll tell you, we might just switch the name thing around if the person that gets hired starts with a B, because P, B, and J would be really good.
We've had that. People have suggested it.
Philly Joe Podcast.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
Like I said before, maybe they should put gravel down instead of asphalt. They're going to be repaving the north perimeter again. Like, really? Maybe if they didn't do such a shitty job in the first place, we wouldn't have to deal with all this traffic garbage.
Oh, okay. See what I mean? You get jobs that are starting to get redone already,
Yeah.
and you get the beefs about it.
The hardest two letters to hear in front of any word in the summer.
Yeah.
Repave, redo, redone.
Here's another one here.
Hey guys, in 92 City, I just want to call and the city, for whatever reason, this is my bone. The traffic of southbound Lage, like, why do you have to have only one lane or is it for merge? We need 24-hour road construction in this province. We need like a rapid, high-speed roadways, and you know what? We don't have any of that in this city. Look to the west of us. Regina and Saskatoon are doing it right. Why is Winnipeg so far behind? That's my bone to pick. Have a great day.
Yeah, it is frustrating. You can feel Winnipeg playing catch up with the perimeter, especially.
But that's fighting words, too. When you mention Saskatchewan is ahead of us in that department, like that should get the ball rolling on a few projects. It will, because we used to hear that all the time. Well, at least you're better than this. There's some truth to that. But listen, there's some roadways we have here that you should be able to jump up to 80. And I'm just going with the speed limit signs. But you can't get higher than like 60 in some of those sections already. So the speed signs mean nothing.
Yeah.
I think people have to start at least acknowledging those.
Yeah.
But the roadways, I mean, there's a lot of people that know that world that have said to us before, it's the quality of improvement that is being happened, right? And then it's not the construction companies because they're going with a budget.
Yeah.
There's got to be more spent on making the roadways done right.
My dad used to always say they do things on the cheap, and then they have to play catch up down the road. Do it properly. All right, some more traffic.
I got a couple bones to pick. Why do people always sit at the merge lane like it's a yield or something there. It's ridiculous. They sit there and wait, and it's a merge lane. And 2, is it a good idea for the city to take away those pay stations? Because not everybody's got a credit card to pay that with. So, I don't know. If you ask me, I think it's an idiotic idea.
And we got a little bit of that yesterday. You're seeing some backlash about this.
Yeah, we thought it would be something big on the bone phone. I had a friend of mine named Harry Mafia, we call him, and he had a note, I thought, for a lot of people that do or can use the app and the cell phone, that if you are having trouble with the app, if you wrote a note with your cell number and put it on the windshield, so when the meter people do come by to give you a ticket, at least you've got reference of that. Okay. And then take a picture of it yourself. And then at least if you have to fight something, you've left a note for these people that they can at least check that the app is done. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
Not a bad idea. And there is a phone line. Yeah. If the app's not working, maybe if you're someone who parks downtown a lot, you got to plug that number into your phone.
Yeah, that's good too. Those helpful phone numbers always take away the anxiety.
Yeah. Okay, more complaints about NHL officiating, specifically in the playoffs.
I just wanted to say that before that game started with Edmonton yesterday, I said now it's their turn to get by the referees. Our money is good enough during the regular season, but not during the playoffs. You, Batman,
that guy. He's popular. Always been a popular guy.
There's only one person that has actually been getting more heat than Gary Bettman in the National Hockey League playoffs this year, and it's the great one, Wayne Gretzky. He's getting just vilified for showing up in that Dallas locker room instead of even appearing in the Jets locker room. That is getting more attention than even Bettman in the playoffs.
Take your pick with Gretzky. He's on the Ruin My Public Image tour, I'll tell you what. Jeez. Okay, the Welsh Dragon. Love hearing from him, and he has an explanation for, well, not an explanation, but he just wants to weigh in on this whole refereeing in the playoffs.
Hi, guys. Welsh Dragon calling. Hey, Joe, you got to realize that during the regular season of hockey is one playbook, and when you get into the playoffs, there's another rule book, and yet it's crazy why they do that, but they do it anyway. Okay, bye.
Yeah, he's right. And, it's one of those things about hockey that's long been talked about. There's one set of rules for the season, and it's super tight, like every little hook and slash. There's nonstop power plays. And then you get to the playoffs, and it's basically, it's the jungle out there. There's no rules at all.
I remember early in the playoffs, they actually called a couple of shots where a guy took a cross-check to the back. I can't remember what player was.
And then, Montreal.
right in the face, and then they gave the one guy the penalty for embellishing like it was a soccer game. Remember that one? Yeah, because he was supposed to just stand there, I guess, as he cross-checked to the back of the neck.
It's bizarre.
Anyway, thanks for the Welsh Dragon call. I hope his wife's hernia surgery goes well next month.
Yeah.
I think that's in June.
I think he did. Keep us up to date.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap with this one here. Big day for Loud Guy.
Hey, it's the Loud Guy. Just want you guys to know I got something positive going on. One of the better days I've had in a very, very long time. I became a grandpa at 12:26 this morning. Super stoked. Baby boy. Oh, yeah. Let's get it on, man. This is cool. Wow, my first grandchild. I'm super stoked. I can't wait. Wow. Everybody have a wonderful day.
Hey, congratulations. And I'll tell you, that kid will probably be spoiled just from the sense we get from Loud Guy. But I'll tell you, I don't know how many times in the hospital he got a
yes.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
No, that is not the song of the day. I appreciate the effort because some people thought that was the song of the day on the Boston Pizza text line, but it is not.
Nope, Perry Mason. Perry Mason is the song, and I can guarantee you that Phil's got it locked and loaded sometime in the 8 o'clock hour.
And I don't blame people for jumping the gun for a trip of that nature, a chance to see one of the concerts of our lifetime. There's these shows over the years, Live Aid, to use something as an example that stand the test of time that people talk about for years later. And this, to me, is going to be one of those shows where the clips are being shared all over YouTube and your social media feeds of bands like Metallica and Tool and Pantera, and the list goes on, and Zakk Wylde and Tom Morello, and all honoring the great Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath as it's his final, it's the send-off to Ozzy.
I'll tell you what I found interesting, too, was the fact that they're not adding surprise guests here. This thing came together when they announced the one shot in Birmingham and had the list already. That tells you how many people wanted to be a part of this right off the get-go. It's not like, they keep announcing names for you so you buy tickets. This thing was like a lottery.
Yeah.
And that does not happen very often unless you hear some of these iconic things. I remember the Led Zeppelin deal at the O2 Arena when that thing first opened in the UK. It was a lottery to get tickets. By the way, that was a 92 One City World Tour at one point as well. This one might even outdo that one. And I thought that was going to be impossible because it was Zeppelin and everybody had talked about it for years. But because of the amount of star power this thing has.
Yeah, and it's massive. And your next chance to qualify, as Joe mentioned, after 8 o'clock, between 8 and 9, Perry Mason is your song of the day, and you text 762. You text WIN, correct, Joe?
WIN at 762-555. And, yeah, the randomizer, if it takes that second to throw out your name, man, yeah.
Make sure you're with us. Good luck. By the way, got this text message here, Philly, and a picture. I love text messages that come with pictures of food. Philly, I made bacon cheeseburgers with fried onions and mushrooms for supper last night. As I was cooking, I thought of you. Did you get a Blackstone yet? No, I don't have a Blackstone yet. I still need a smoker, too. Like, my game is falling behind here. The wish list of things that I need. Unfortunately, I have 2 kids who play hockey, so that gets in the way of all these toys that I want.
I'll tell you right now, okay? I could see you getting a Blackstone, but you're not a smoker guy, and I'll tell you why. Because my buddies that are smoker guys, they invite you for dinner, but it's all a con. The food is fantastic, but you have to sit there and listen. It's not like you're going for dinner and you're leaving in an hour and a half because your buddy, my buddy, same kind of people are going to take 4.5 to 5 hours to explain every detail on how long they left that brisket on the smoker and everything else. It's almost like they have to do it to validate their meat.
That's,
right?
Yes, and that's all part of owning a smoker, I believe.
A smoker,
You have to take, you almost have to go to smoker university and understand. You have to be a butcher, and you have to understand every different spice and pellet. And
I just want to eat.
Yeah.
This is the Philly and Joe podcast.
Yeah, Philly, I agree with that massage therapist there. That's exactly what the problem is. Your calves get tight, and it just starts pulling on the ligaments and attaches to the basically around the back of your heel. That attachment point is what's causing all the pain. So, yeah, a good massage to loosen up things will actually probably help. But again, go see your doctor. Might be something else. You never know.
Okay, I just want to thank everybody who chimed in about my possible, because it hasn't been diagnosed or no expert has told me that it is, but I think I have plantar fasciitis. My one heel has been painful lately.
That's what it sounds like.
So
and a lot of people, and we did get some professional advice on the Boston Pizza text line. So
was it Cal, the massage therapist?
It was. We have construction going on in parts of the building, so you might hear they started early today.
Started early.
So at our next commercial break, I'm going to see if anybody has a couple extra hard hats. I forgot my steel-toed boots at home today. I didn't know I was going to need them. Did you bring yours?
Heavy drilling going on down the hall. That's good.
I hope they find oil. Something.
So I want to thank Angie. She sent me a... My God.
Angie, go ahead.
Angie sent me a nice message about what I need to do. Ultrasound sessions.
Oh.
Go to Pan Am, she said. And then I guess it would be either Berlin or Berlin. She said you need an athletic therapist.
I'll tell you what, Diamond Athletic, right? They're attached next to the Pan Am Clinic on Grant.
Right. Okay.
I'm emceeing their golf tournament on Tuesday.
Tell them.
I'm going to ride around on a cart because I can't golf just yet.
Yep.
And I'm going to say, listen, my buddy, plantar fasciitis. And they're going to say, you come and see us at the shop tomorrow.
You're always looking
get
out
some
for a
stuff.
brother. I love
gotta.
that. Yeah. And then I met you know what? This sharing my health concerns over the air within the show works out in so many great ways for me because I don't know as many people in the building, for example, as you do here on Scurfield. We just moved within the last few months. So yesterday, a nice gentleman, I didn't get his name. I'm sorry about that, but I will. But he stopped me in the hallway on my way out of the building yesterday and said, "Hey, was listening to the show. I have also had plantar fasciitis. Here's what I did with it."
Right.
And he explained golf ball, tennis ball, ice on
Lacrosse ball came up too as far as rolling.
But how nice is that? Now
That's super.
We're buddies. I just got to get his name.
It helps. It helps the friendship. This has saved your marriage, being able to talk about your ailments on the radio because your wife doesn't have to hear it all the time because she's had a full day with her job. Yeah, she works full time and has 2 children and comes home and, hey, how was your day?
Wow.
Well, I got to be honest. It's not bad for a guy on 1 foot.
For more Philly and Joe, plug it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.
Looking for a contestant here every Friday at 7:20, the name game. Essentially, it's very easy for you. You don't have to do very much because you stay anonymous until we guess your first name, but you don't have to give your last name. We're not that good. You get you on the line. We ask you a series of questions, and then we enter the data into our template here, and boom, we guess your name. It's absolutely marvelous. 780 City, 780-2484. Let's find someone. Good morning. Do you want to play the name game?
Yeah, let's play the name game.
Okay,
All
this
right.
sound I can already tell. I'm going to put into the template no nonsense sort of dude. Are you a no nonsense sort of guy? You sound like one.
No nonsense whatsoever.
Yeah. Okay, see?
Yeah,
Already you can just feel how we sense things about people.
got a good vibe.
No.
That's something artificial intelligence can't do.
You're damn right. No nonsense.
No
sorta
nonsense.
dude.
Okay.
All right. I'll go first with my questions. Do you still have a calendar hanging in the house that you write things on, like important dates?
I've never actually owned a calendar.
Never had one.
There's no nonsense, no calendar.
All right.
Okay.
Do you put like important dates in your phone, though, I assume, then?
No.
Oh, okay. Look at this guy.
No.
I rely on my sister to tell me when important things are coming up.
Okay, the sister.
That's good.
Hey, what's her name?
Oh, Robin.
Robin. Okay.
With a Y, I assume?
Yes.
There you go. All right, so we're getting somewhere here. I didn't get your age, by the way.
I'm 40.
40 years old.
40 years old. No nonsense, no calendar. Sister named Robin.
Okay, one last question for me. Do you mind if your food mixes together on your plate, or are you like Joe, where you'd rather it stay separate, so much so that Joe walks around with a plate that somebody gave him that keeps the food separate?
It's pretty good.
I don't have a plate divider, but I don't like it touching.
Yeah, that's fair.
Very good.
Yeah, Aiello,
Very good.
your turn.
Your favorite part of your job?
Oh, when I get to pick a lock in front of a police officer.
Okay, locksmith.
Okay, locksmith. Wow. That's great. I thought I'd go positive with the job. You know, it's a Friday.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Like, it's kind of empowering, isn't it, that you get to pick a lock and it helps somebody out?
B&Es without the getting arrested.
Yeah, yeah.
And you see, he didn't even hesitate. He knew right away what his favorite part
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
The most money you have ever spent on a pair of pants?
I think. Hey, let's go with $80.
$80. And I'll tell you what, it's a good question when you really break it down because everybody looks, especially guys, they look for a deal on pants.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hard to find. It's hard to find a pair of pants on sale.
I'll buy Lee jeans if they're on sale. You know what? If it's a good deal.
Well, you're a working guy too. Like, I mean, you got to be flexible in your pants too now.
There's no nonsense in my pants.
No nonsense in the pants.
All right. Is that both your
Those are 2 of my questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time to guess. I'm going to say you're a Ryan.
Well, that's good.
No.
That's good.
What about Alan, but your friends call you Al?
No.
No. Okay, one last one here because we'll each go 3, Joe.
Yeah.
A Brent. You seem like maybe a Brent.
No.
Okay, Joe.
Well, my first guess was going to be Trent, but he didn't even twitch when you said Brent, believe it or not. So I'm going to go with Trevor.
No.
Okay. My next guess was going to be Dustin.
No.
And my third guess was going to be Kyle.
No.
Oh.
Is it super common or not so much?
It is fairly common. Yeah, it's just an odd spelling, but it's common.
So there's different.
I met Joe selling cars one time at Vickers a while ago.
Oh my God!
At 964 Regent Avenue West, where customers send their friends. Wow, I still remember that line.
Live from right now. So.
Wow. Okay.
Odd spelling. It's not Chris with a K.
No.
Give us the first letter.
It's a J.
A J.
Jordan with a Y.
No.
No. The only thing I could think of is, Johnny can be spelt a little differently, but let's go with Joel.
Oh.
Okay. You got me.
I think. Oh, wait. No, it's not Jeff. Okay, go ahead. We're stumped today.
It's Jared with Jarrod.
Yes, Jared. I should know that. I have a nephew named Jared with just one R and an O and a D. Man, it was right there in front of us.
How did you not remember Jared from Vicar that time?
Well, I should have.
You never get anybody.
Well, no, but I'll tell you what, to find a locksmith is a hard gig. Now we got at least Jared in the yellow pages here. Yep. That's what I call my phone book.
You're the official locksmith of Philly and Joe. How does that sound?
To me.
Yeah.
Thanks,
if you ever need a lock pick, give me a call.
You're in, man.
Thank you.
This is the Philly and Joe podcast.
Be a good person.
Rate or review this show wherever you subscribe and get P&J into more ears.
Final episode, season 2, Last of Us, Sunday night. I'm so pumped, but nervous too because some things have happened in season 2, and any great show, there'll be things that happen where you go, oh, really? No. That makes the show great. Unexpected things. It's not always happy. So I'm tense about the final episode, and I have to ask you, do you ever plan to get in on this? Because you've been back and forth, but then kind of said, I don't know if this is your type of show. You've never been a zombie show kind of guy.
No, I haven't, but the hype is real, and then you get the FOMO, and I'll tell you what gives you the FOMO, not only hearing from people like yourself about the show, then other people in conversation start, and then you feel like you're left out of the conversation because you haven't seen it, but then when you go to the guide and you go, oh, wait a us, 17 straight episodes of The Last of Us, because they get the hype going, and they'll start it like Sunday at 6 a.m. right until the final episode on Sunday night.
It's nice to binge. It's nice that you're behind. You could binge. Anyway, you might want to try it out. I know you've got some other things kind of stacked up that you want to check out as well.
Yeah, TV shows. I've been on Mobland, which is absolutely tremendous on Paramount. But I was just looking at what's coming out movie-wise, and you might have noticed because the ads have been going heavy. Lilo and Stitch is a great family movie, obviously. They've been around, but if you watch the hockey games, they've been advertising the heck out of it, even on the ice level with the logo for the movie. You don't see that a lot of times.
I guess they know there's an emotional attachment with people, with that type of demo, with that series, those names.
Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning has been getting a lot of play. Tom Cruise still doing some of his own stunts, I think. Mm-hmm. And it's probably the oldest Tom Cruise has ever looked because he's always aged well, right? Yeah. And this one caught me, and I thought it'd be pretty funny because it stars Paul Rudd. And the movie is called Friendship. And it's about a guy named Craig. He lives in the suburbs, right? And he tries really hard to become friends with his charismatic neighbor.
Oh.
And
so he kind of did something along those lines. What the hell was it called? Where he's looking for a friend. Someone will know.
Love you, bro, or whatever.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
and they both loved Rush.
Yeah. Wasn't it? I love you, dude, or something like that.
Something along those lines.
But anyway, that recipe works for a guy like Paul Rudd. So he attempts to make an adult male friend, and it really threatens to ruin both their lives. So it really is the same recipe. But it's getting rave review. I love you, man.
Yeah.
That was it. That's right. Anyway, it's getting like 90%.
Okay.
I don't know if you wait on this one till it becomes a stream
that sounds good.
Yeah, a rental, but it's on the big screen right now. So a lot going on entertainment-wise.
Someone points out that Nobody 2 comes out in August. And wasn't it filmed here again?
Yeah, a lot of it in Gimli, I think, too, because Nobody 2, he's on vacation, and you don't mess with his vacation.
It was good. I enjoyed the first one. Very John Wick. Same sort of
but Bob
recipe.
Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk, so we love it. All right, we've got completely useless trivia coming up in a few minutes. Up for grabs this morning. More of those, the Eagles Concert Hall. We got more of those tickets up for grabs this morning. Classic Albums Live.
Tonight?
Yeah, that's tonight. And we have tickets to give away coming up in just a few minutes.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
This is the Philly and Joe Podcast.
I got a great story here for you. You're going to love it because it involves food, and it involves food from the airport. Not so much purchased at the airport, but brought through the airport.
Like onto the plane?
Yeah. And maybe you were onto something years ago because this woman made it famous because of TikTok. But you did bring up the fact, because really the only place you've been to outside of North Dakota is Las Vegas that I can remember. And I was on that trip by chance.
A little bit of Minneapolis in there.
Yeah. But I mean, flying.
Yeah, okay, yes. I'm not a big flyer. Yeah.
So when we did that trip to Vegas, you always used to mention that on that one Terminal 3 they have that Carl's Jr.
Oh. Yeah.
But now the terminal they're using is a different one, and you have to shuttle over. But they have more restaurant choices for you, like Cinnabon and Ruby's Diner and all that. But
it's a tradition. When I'm hungover, give me the Carl's Jr. for the plane.
And bring in the food, and of course you're walking by with this waft of like Carl's Jr. walking to row 29, right, in the plane or whatever. Well, this woman walks through the Newark airport with basically her carry-on being a rotisserie chicken, the whole chicken. So you know how you have to put it down in one of those bins with your shoes and your bag and everything? She has to put this rotisserie chicken in the bin to get it through the TSA. And they stop it, of course, because they have to check on this suspicious item. It's like me, if I went with my CPAP machine, you put it in a separate bin.
They got to ask questions.
They're asking questions, but she was good to go once they found out it was just really a rotisserie chicken.
They let her on with it.
Yeah. So her TikTok video quotes this woman named Chloe going, "This is how you give yourself a first-class experience without paying for first class." So she walks by first class with a rotisserie chicken as her carry-on.
She's a legend. That is unbelievable. I will say, I love the idea, but okay, two thoughts. That's a slippery slope when you're because that's a messy meal. A rotisserie chicken, I love them. You know, a nice Chipotle chicken from the express aisle at Sobeys or Safeway, but they're messy. You pull them apart. You got the knife in there. You get the grease all over you.
Yeah, the
and
skin of the chicken.
The skin, the bones. That's a whole situation there. There's a lot involved in a rotisserie chicken. A plane does not seem like the best place for it. And then as far as the slippery slope goes, what are you bringing on next? A whole pan of lasagna?
Well, hey,
meatloaf.
You know how big the tray is in front of you. That you're going to put this tray with a bird on it, right? And you're eating and leaving the bones there too.
And
then
smells,
hold on, and you got the two people next to you going. Listen, honest though, if I was one of the two people next, I'd be waiting to see if there's a piece coming my way.
That would be you'd be waiting for the offer, but then she'd be like, "Can you hold some of these chicken bones for me real quick?"
You gotta wonder, and I mean that seems at least somewhat normal because it's chicken. You gotta wonder what the worst thing somebody has ever brought food-wise and actually exposed the rest of the plane to eat
in your
on a
area.
Plane. Yeah.
Oh man, like the deep fried pickerel,
something,
or something even like. Can you get them now? You can't get them to microwave something for you, can you?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think you can. Yeah.
Do you guys have an oven back there?
They only actually microwave. I think it's 8 plates, and they're called first class. The rest,
My shepherd's pie that time.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Philly Joe Podcast.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
Yeah, you betcha. Sunny skies throughout this week, and it looks like for at least the start of next week, and the temperatures will progressively get better. 20 today, 21 tomorrow, 22 Sunday, Monday 25, 25 Tuesday, 28 Wednesday, 30 Thursday, and just like if you look at the forecast on the screen, it's showing you sun. Right across the week. So if you have any plans and maybe you can sneak out for a couple extra days, this wouldn't be bad. We were talking about the meters.
Yes.
And just a lot of people on the text line, the Boston Pizza text line, weighing in about the new meter situation. So a lot of people on the bone phone were saying, what about people that don't have cell phones? What about people without plastic, like credit cards?
Yeah.
Well, apparently you can prepay for parking, and that's through the online and the phone service, if you need to go that route, I guess. And there's going to be definitely some kinks in all this. We know that. And a lot of people are saying with the phones, without the phones, what are you going to be able to do? So I'm sure the city's working on that part of it. It couldn't be the first time it came up for them.
Yeah, in these meetings they've had, all these things have come up.
The problem is, if you're one of the people, you just feel like you're fighting against this, right? Like walking against the wind here to get your voice heard in a situation like this. And yeah, it gets tough because you're thinking you're not being looked after. So hopefully they come up with some solution that really does cover off everybody, because it will be tough. And listen, I use the app, and it's a little wonky sometimes.
Sure.
Like, it'll drop out. I had to reapply my credit card going to a funeral I mentioned, which it was enough pressure to get in there on time, and now you don't just want to leave your car, because what do? And I think the signs need to be closer together.
That would be nice
for
ultimately
walkability, especially in the winter.
Also getting some response, just to tie up a few loose ends here, getting some response to the story you read, Joe, about a half an hour ago about the woman in California who brought the Chipotle chicken on the flight.
Rotisserie chicken.
Rotisserie chicken on the plane and started eating it. They let her on. I mean, you can't complain. They let her on. I'm sure there's some people around her going like, really? This stinking up the whole plane. But we got some response. So, for example, the butcher says, I've taken garlic sausage and rye bread on the plane. Like that, you know somebody's eating that on a flight. You cannot miss that.
Oh, yeah.
And then this guy...
You're not missing that for sure.
No, and this guy, pork hocks and sauerkraut on my next flight. Again, that sounds amazing, but that's a slippery slope.
Oh.
Everybody's going to smell that. I think you've got to hand it out to everybody just because they'll be so anxious about the smell.
Where are you going, sir? Just to the bathroom. I got to eat my sauerkraut and pork hocks in the bathroom. Might as well.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
Hit us up wherever you get this podcast and rate and review the show.
Good fortune will come to you.
Actually, we can't promise that, but we'll cross our fingers.